I wish I could say something that was classy and inspirational, but that just wouldn't be our style.
Yeah, I'd like to hear it.
SportsTownChicago.com. Lombard, part of the Beyond Air Network and available on the TuneIn app.
Hell yeah.
Broadcast home for your Windy City Bulls and the Chicago Dogs. We're in a league of our own. Now, here's your SportsTownChicago.com scoreboard update.
12:10. I'm Jonathan Young with your SportsTownChicago.com update, powered by Illinois Media School. If interested in a career in media, go to BeyondAir.com. 25-year-old Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is headed towards free agency as he and the Jays failed to reach a contract extension. They have their numbers. I have my numbers, Guerrero said Tuesday. Guerrero is a four-time All-Star. Without a deal in place, Guerrero said he plans to cut talks and play out the season as an impending free agent. Post-2024 All-Star break, Vlad hit 376 average, which was first in the majors, an OPS of 1.12, which was second. Justin Turner and the Cubs agreed to a $1.6 million contract. Turner turned 40 last year. He split time between the Blue Jays and the Mariners, appearing in 139 games. He hit 11 home runs and batted a .259 average in 16 careers in his 16-year career. Bulls get back in action Thursday as they travel to New York to face the Knicks at 6:30. The Bulls look to snap a four-game losing streak. Patrick Williams and Lonzo Ball are game-time decisions. The Blackhawks get back on the ice Saturday as they travel to Ohio to face the Blue Jackets at 6 o'clock. Tune in to ESPN Plus to see the game. This has been your SportsTownChicago.com update, brought to you by Illinois Media School. If interested in a career in media, go to BeyondAir.com.
Full Court Press with your host, Charlie Carson. Jonathan Young. Jermaine Nixon. We keep the pressure on people in the world of sports all day, every day.
Welcome in. Jonathan Young here for Full Court Press. Got my friend John Main and Charlie with us. How you guys doing today?
What's up, man? How are we doing today? I'm good, actually. I'm sorry. I didn't meant to answer your question there, but I'm doing good today.
All right. Man.
Doing well, man. Happy to be here.
Yeah, it's going to be a good show. Good show we got packed here today. We got the NBA All-Star Game just happened. We had a full weekend of NBA action and pretty much just NBA action. So the Cubs, we're going to be talking about their future as a big name, a big trade target became available today. We're going to be talking about the Cubs and we're going to be talking about the Bulls. It's been a few games now without Zach. What are they going to do? Is it going to be full tank? Are they going to be able to turn it around? And we're also going to be talking about the Bears. Some rankings came out, and I believe it's something to talk about. How it's going to affect the team? Are they going to be able to use it as ammunition? What are they going to do with it? We'll discuss that and more here on Full Court Press. Shout out to Nisa. She wasn't able to make it in today. She'll be back with us hopefully tomorrow. We have another show going on tomorrow. I'm excited. Windy City Bulls game on Thursday. But let's get into the show. The All-Star game. I got a question out there. Who was your favorite NBA All-Star MVP? Okay. They just changed the name of the trophy to the Kobe Bryant to Kobe Bryant MVP trophy. So mine was MJ because MJ took it serious. He took it serious, and he wanted to make sure when he was in an All-Star game, he wanted to win the MVP. He wanted to show everybody when all the lights was on, he was the best. Reach out to me, JJ Young, Windy City Sports Nation. Let me know at gmail.com. Let me know what you guys think. Who is your favorite? Jermaine, who's your favorite NBA All-Star MVP?
I'll say this because I'm not gonna explain this. I'd say Anthony Davis. I don't know if you ever like peeped how like all around he's been playing. Well, when he ever is in the All-Star game, it's really like really emphatic the way he plays, and I really like how he plays, especially like I think it was 2017 where he ended up breaking like I think the points record in the All-Star game. I think it was like what 50 something, 56, right?
He had 52.
52. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna have the same answer. Same
Yeah,
exact.
like you said, MJ takes it serious, but I see the same thing with Anthony Davis. Like when he is playing the All-Star game, it was entertaining. It was definitely entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, he was. I was gonna have the same exact answer. Anthony Davis in 17. I think he did it in Chicago too. The All-Star game was so like where he's from, and he had 52, and it was threes, dunks. He was doing everything, just fully like took over.
Well, the reason I'm asking this question is because, in my opinion, the players don't care enough about the MVP of the All-Star game. Steph Curry won it this year with 12 points. He had 12 points, and to me, it just seems like it's an award that they just really don't care about no more. You know what I mean? Like when you go to the All-Star game, you want to show out. You know, and and I feel like this new age of basketball player, they're afraid to get hurt. They don't want to. Man, when they played in All-Star games before, there was injuries. It was okay. An All-Star player, man, they got hurt. Can you? I honestly can't remember one time a star was hurt. And back in the day, man, when Mikeman was playing, they were playing. They played defense. They okay. Maybe they were lackadaisical on defense still, but it was more than what they're doing now.
Yeah. There's no defense at all.
Yeah. So, but Draymond came out with his little comments. Did you guys hear Draymond's comments?
No, what did Draymond say?
He was basically saying that the young kids didn't deserve to be on the court with them, and nobody takes the All-Star game serious. And this is basically coming from one of the guys in the league right now. So it's not just my opinion. They're saying it. Like they don't care. They don't take it seriously. And as far as the young kids being on the court with them, they could have, man, like it's hard to dictate who's going to be on the court with you. Did Draymond even play in the All-Star game?
No, not in the All-Star game. He was in like the skills comp. That take from him was so
taste. It's definitely ill taste.
A bad taste take, I would say, by Draymond, because it's like, bro, you were one of those young players. It's like that's how you get. I mean, if you're gonna say no young players in the All-Star game, that's such a stupid take because when I mean that's how you get guys to build up prowess and star marketability. You know what I mean? When participating in events like this, and he was one of those young players too. It's just like I don't know how to call it, but it's like pot calling the kettle black. I don't know. He was one of those young players. That's my point.
He was there, but I think he was saying like the rising stars,
yeah,
not necessarily the young players. Like before it was them playing on Saturday, they had their own game, you know. But I think, man, these rising stars, some of them are better and playing better than the vets are in these all-star games because they care.
Exactly.
They
You're going to get a
want-
better product. Like, he's a part of the problem of all-star games being lazy and stuff. He's one of the players in them. So he's been a problem of that. You know what I mean? He's the problem, and he's calling out the problem. But really it's all of them, and if they would have come to this conclusion earlier, you know what I mean, and been playing hard defense throughout, this would have never been a conversation.
No, never been a conversation at all. You're right. It was in poor taste. It was in poor taste, and you would like to see these young guys because Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. This is a perfect opportunity for him to be like, hey, I'm him. And hey, look at me. Wemby. They should have been just trying to dunk and shoot in the face of every player they saw on the court.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, because these are the young players that are trying to take that next step. I remember when Michael Jordan passed to Kobe Bryant, it was like, all right, man, you got it. You know, you got it. You know, you hear the stories all the time about when Magic and them were on the Olympic team and they saw Mike getting it in and they were like, okay, Mike, you got it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to have that. And LeBron, he didn't even play in the game yesterday, took a roster spot. What you think about that, Charlie?
I think if he would have announced that he's not playing like everyone wishes he would have, nobody would have even watched it. So really, he was saving the league a lot of money and everyone a lot of time. Not time, but he was saving the league, okay? Because if he would have came out and said 2 weeks ago, I'm not playing in that, nobody would have watched the game.
Because wholeheartedly, like I was on, like, I'm sorry, let me cut you off. But like,
No, you're good.
there was I was on like TikTok and like in social media like that already, and instantly, like like the 1 or 2 hours after his statement came out, instantly it was like people saying like why would I even watch the game now? Like why would I do that? I'm like, I get it, because I'm not, like, I'll be honest, I'm not ready for LeBron-less NBA right now, so I'm not ready for that. But to see a LeBron-less All-Star game, people was already getting mad about
Man,
it.
we saw it, man. We just saw one. I do like him, but you know, I like to see him, but I definitely wasn't tuning in the game to see LeBron. I did not see LeBron hitting for 20 or, you know, or a triple double or nothing like that. I remember, man, there was a play in the All-Star game where it was 1-on-1, him and might have been Tatum, could have been KD, but they were at the top of the key, and the player had the ball in his hand, and LeBron was on defense, and man, put him on skates and scored right in his face. I wish I could remember who it was.
Was that when he hit him with like the head fake?
Yeah.
It
did.
Maybe that was KD. Maybe I'm thinking. I don't know.
It didn't back down. LeBron had the ball.
Tried to get his lick back.
He passed it off.
Oh.
He didn't even want the. He didn't even.
Well,
want
it's
the
All-Star
smoke, man.
game.
He
It's
didn't want the
All-Star
smoke.
game, man. Come on.
So then the dude that got past the ball, he said, "No, and threw it right back to LeBron." LeBron took it and passed the ball again, man. He don't want the smoke.
Bro, it's
LeBron
the
don't
All-Star
want the
game.
smoke. But what can be done to save the All-Star game, man? Because like you just admitted that you don't even watch it, man. Is it the marketing? Is it the players? Is it the game itself that they don't play, or that they only play, you know, to 40 for 2 quarters? So it's only 80 points you can really get, you know, but if you win both games, but you know, is how would you fix it?
I kind of thought the setup was a little better like this year, like how we're having, you know, the stage, like the teams and then the winners play, you know what I mean? Like I liked that setup, but the actual setup of the game is just horrendous. Like it's literally not even a legitimate game, it feels like. So it's not even like, it's hard to watch because it's just highlight. It's that there's no like legitimate.
You don't get that feel of a real NBA game.
No, it's not like you're watching a real game. You know what I mean? It's just like it's like a 2K game. I don't know.
Yeah, like before, I'll say this, like from like I think from about like 2002 to I think like 2021, the last decent All-Star game. it was a legit like a pickup game. It would be like decently a pickup game where people would like go back and forth, and then maybe someone will steal a ball and throw a crazy dunk. Yeah, that would be the crazy part. But then now, like for this year, I think it was both. It was both teams went wrong. Well, it's not wrong. I'll say it's the marketing this year because there was no problem with. Well, to me, there was no problem with the 4 teams and then just going at it. What screwed up, what I think was like the intermissions, because it would be in between 2 games and they had like a whole 30-minute concert basically.
Yeah.
And honestly, if you're a player and you want to get in there, you're losing like momentum in your soul, and you like it's going nowhere. And then even I think Trae Young said it was like like a disappointment, not disappointment, but like a mood killer. And man, like to me as a viewer, like it's cool to see like a mid like intermission concert. Yeah, that's cool. But I remember like All-Star Weekend, the concerts would be like before the game, like all throughout before the game. But man, I just think I like the layout of the 4 teams going at it. The execution was a little off.
So less intermissions. I did like the layout. I like the fact that you had teammates going against teammates. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I even like the Rising Stars. I like the captains picking their own teams. I would have liked to see them have it split up in 2 days. Maybe they do Saturdays, first half games, and championship games on Sundays. That way they could have had the game itself last longer. You know what I mean? Like instead of going to 40, maybe you go to 75 or 80 for that first game. That way you can have a real MVP who hit 54 points or something.
Yeah, like it would be impossible to see something like that again if they just keep doing like the same setup of 40 point. You know what I mean? I think it just needs to return to a classic like NBA game, like timing wise and scoring wise. I don't think it should be like, I know a couple of years ago they did like it was score as much as you can until the 3rd quarter, and then it was like you had to hit a target score or whatever. But yeah, no, I mean, shoot, yeah, that's what I would change about the All-Star game.
Right. All right, swinging and missing too many times and you are out in baseball. How many swings and misses is okay for this MLB team? Full Court Press. We'll be right back.
Looking for a great bargain? Want to find cool collectibles? Need to get fresh fruit and vegetables for the family? Come on down to Swap-O-Rama. 3 great locations. 42nd in Ashland in Chicago. Also with hundreds of indoor and outdoor vendors selling clothing, tools, your hidden treasure into cash. Visit their website for market days, hours. Swap-O-Rama, first name and flea market.
R. Kelly won't stop, can't stop or be stopped. That's right, he's going live from Cook County Jail, June 20th. The show starts at 8 p.m. Don't be late. He won't be late. We have free tickets to give away. Be the 69th caller to win. Age does matter, so make sure you're above 18 before calling 1-800-888-WKYA to win. Sponsored by Cook County Cooks.
Big Apple Bagels at the corner of Jefferson and Essington says, get fresh with us. Stop in for 3 free bagels. Just mention you heard it on the radio. Big Apple Bagels says, sample the Oreo cookie bagels or Oreo cookie cream cheese as well as delicious pumpkin cream cheese. Try Brewster's Gourmet Coffee. Along with big, soft, chewy bagels at Big Apple Bagels. Open 6 to 6, Monday through Friday, 7 to 5, Saturday, and 7 to 2 on Sunday for your convenience. Go to BigAppleBagels.com and print out a coupon for 3 free bagels. Big Apple Bagels at the corner of Jefferson and Essington in Joliet.
Sunday, May 8th, treat mom like royalty aboard an Odyssey cruise. Experience a lavish Mother's Day brunch or early dinner cruise with spectacular views of the Chicago skyline, lively entertainment, great food, and fun. But hurry, our Mother's Day cruises are selling out fast. For information on Mother's Day and other cruises and events, go to odysseycruises.com or 866-305-2469. Create a lasting memory and celebrate mom with special Mother's Day cruises on an Odyssey cruise. Odyssey Cruises, 866-305-2469 or odysseycruises.com.
Breaking news coming down late Wednesday. Alex Bregman has signed a 3-year, $120 million deal with the Boston Red Sox. It's being reported that Bregman turned down a 6-year deal worth $170 million in favor of signing with Boston. There is Bregman, the longtime Astro, 9 seasons there, 2 World Series crowns. We dive into it. JP Morosi with us. Your reaction to this big late-breaking news.
Tony, this is significant news. First of all, we can now officially begin spring training. Now Bregman has signed. This was really the last major bit of news we were waiting on. And there were a number of teams still involved. The Cubs, the Tigers. There was still that lingering possibility that would go back to Houston.
Back. Like, welcome back. Welcome back, you guys. Jonathan Young here, Full Court Press. We got my boy John Main, my boy Charlie with us today. And want to give a shout out for that last clip to YouTube. That was, they were talking about Bregman going to the Red Sox. Hopefully everybody in Chicago was hoping he came to the Cubs, but this is another big free agent that they went out and missed out. It seems like they're always in the mix. They're always trying to be involved and try to make themselves better, but it seems to always come up short, whether it's years on the contract, money on the contract, whatever it may be. Whatever it may be. That it seems like they always improve team in Chicago. Who improved team in Chicago? Reach out to me at JJ Young, Windy City Sports Nation at gmail.com. For me, it's going to be the Bears. And it's not because of the roster. They haven't really done much on their roster yet. But in my opinion, the roster wasn't that bad. It was the coaching. And we're going to discuss that a little bit more. But for me, it was the Bears. I'm going with the Bears. Who do you think it was, Charlie? Who improved the most?
I feel like everyone's going to go Bears. You know what I mean? But I'll say Bulls to shake it up a little. Obviously, a lot of it is to be determined, but I just think getting off the Zach LaVine contract was plenty enough to turn this team around, and we'll see what they do with the money. That'll help improve the team. But yeah, just a little different answer. But yeah, I just think that can't be understated enough. Yeah. Getting off that $48 million a year.
Man, that's a good one, man. I actually like that. And again, you're not looking at the roster necessarily right now, but the future and what it could be.
Yeah, and Modest Buzelis is just balling. So it's like
I love Modest.
The more that he plays, the team will just continue to improve. So I think we're on a better track. The Bulls are.
Man, I don't know if you noticed today, but they were saying that Vlad is a free agent. Okay, I don't know if you know who Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is, but he is a stud. And let me ask you this question: if the Cubs were able to re-sign Turner to like a 4 or 5 year deal and trade for Vlad and re-sign him 6-8 years, he's only 25.
Yeah.
You know, so you give him, I don't care if he want a 15-year contract. I don't care. Give him whatever he wants. But if you have those two studs in your lineup, would you say that it's the Cubs that are the most improved team in Chicago?
I feel like roster changes could be the win or lose situation, like regardless of the sport. But yeah, I'd say they'd be the winners. Because the Bears are I see Bears are second, or no. Bears are up there, definitely contention for most improved for Chicago. But I don't know. We got to see how before each season starts. You got to see how that plays out.
Yeah, definitely, man. I was pumped up seeing that Vlad. Vlad news, man. What you think about that Vlad news?
I think you said trade for him, right? So you would trade for him right now, or
the thing is that
because
he gave Toronto a deadline. He said, "Look, I want to be."
I think it was yesterday, right?
Yeah. It was last night. He said, I want to be re-signed. I don't want to go into training camp with all this distractions, this and that. I want to get this out the way. And he gave them the deadline, and they've known about this deadline, and they've been trying to get something done. So he told them if something's not done, he is going to be a free agent next year. Now, just because he's a free agent, that don't mean that he necessarily won't go back, or there's no way he can go back to the Blue Jays. He could become a free agent and still re-sign with the Blue Jays. But
just the possibility
right,
of him,
him saying, I'm going to test the market. Blue Jays might be in a position where they're like, we're not going to lose our best player we've had in so long for nothing.
Yeah.
If they trade Vladimir Guerrero, do you know the return that they would get for Vladimir Guerrero?
It would be massive. Yeah,
it would be one of the
roster
best
turning
returns,
around. Yeah,
one of the best returns in history, because that's just how good Vlad is, and he's only 25. He had a 550 slugging average last year. Now, nobody but if somebody on the Cubs had 400, you was like, yes. You would be like happy, excited. And man, Joe, he had 550.
Yeah, I mean, to bring in
that's actually crazy.
Yeah, a slugger like that is like the hit rate is so. I mean, better than anything you have on the roster by miles. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I'm just kind of getting like intrigued by the potential of us, the Cubs. Well, not the us, but the Cubs, like potentially signing him be really, really like uplifting for Chicago in general. Just like because after the White Sox season and all of that, so I'm intrigued.
So Cubs' future is definitely in the air. You really they still need a starting pitcher, and they still trade for one. I would love to see the Cubs as the most improved team in Chicago, because I feel like when the Chicago Cubs are in competition for a World Series, I feel like the whole city, the whole United States, it's like it gives life to the city, life to the United States. I don't know. It's like because so many people have left and moved from Chicago to so many different states. We got fans. The Cubs have fans everywhere.
Yeah,
everywhere. So when they're good, it's like just good times. You know what I mean? You could have a terrible day, but you come home and you see the Cubs whooping on somebody. You like, man, you see the Cubs game in. You talking with your cousin that's in a different state. And y'all got that common seat. That common thing to talk about. So I really want to see them get better. They're always in on free agents, but they're never win them. So if they can make a trade and get a starting pitcher, I'd like to see Cease come back to Chicago. If they can get that starting pitcher in that bat, and Vlad, please, Vlad, But if they could do those few things, the Cubs' future could drastically change. And Craig Counsell's been here now for a few years, and it's almost like they're wasting his time here as a manager, because Craig Counsell came in as one of the most highly talented managers available at that time.
Yeah.
And we had a good manager and let him go. And a lot of people were upset about that. A lot of people were expecting a big turnaround. But when they're not spending money on these free agents that they're saying they're going after, it's hard to make that turnaround just off of a coach. You have to have the talent. If you have the talent and you change the coach, that's one thing. But if you don't have the talent and you change the coach, that's not, he can't make you talent. You have to have the talent. So the Cubs are considered the best in their division already without adding a big bat in that starting pitcher. I saw a report that named all the different players at the different positions in the division. And the Cubs were, man, I couldn't believe how high up they had them in the rankings in their division. So they're getting respect around the league from baseball managers, things of that nature. So that's a good sign always. But you always want to see that not just reach for that apple. You want to see them actually grab it, rip it off the tree and bite it, enjoy it, flick the worm out of the apple, But if you don't ever get the apple in your hand, it's like
you're never gonna taste it.
Oh, just looking at it, man. Just looking at it.
It's a good analogy.
Given opportunities, though, doesn't always translate to success. You have to put the work in. And one bull is
40. I'm Johnny Nixon with your Sportstown Chicago. Sources are telling that Justin Turner and the Chicago Cubs are agreeing on a 1-year, $6 million deal to sign with the Cubs. Turner, 40, split time between Toronto and Seattle last season, compiling for a .354 OBP in 139 games. Also hit 11 home runs while batting at a .259 overall. Turner has a .821 OPS in 16 big league games. Coming out of the NFL, the New York Jets have have informed Aaron Rodgers that they'll be going in a different direction with their quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, playing in the NFL. For actually, the 41-year-old in the NFL is not with. Excuse me. He was tied for 28 touchdowns in the last season, tied for 8th place in the NFL for quarterbacks. Statement was released last Thursday with the Jets informing Aaron Rodgers of the decision. Coming in the NBA, Kyrie Irving announced that he intends to play for Australia in the upcoming LA Olympics. Kyrie, originally born in Australia, setting aside for his nationality with the United States, setting aside to play in Australia. But this has been your SportsTownChicago.com update, brought to you by Illinois Media School. If interested in a career in media, go to BeyondAir.com.
No, 42nd and Ashland in Chicago, Melrose Park, and also hundreds of indoor and outdoor vendors selling clothing, tools, electronics, and much, much more. Have stuff for sale? Become a Swap-O-Rama vendor and turn your hidden treasure into cash. Visit their website for market days, hours, and vendor information. Go to swap-o-rama.com. Swap-O-Rama, first name in flea market.
R. Kelly won't stop, can't stop or be stopped. That's right, he's going live from Cook County Jail, June 20th. The show starts at 8 p.m. Don't be late. He won't be late. We have free tickets to give away. Be the 69th caller to win. Age does matter, so make sure you're above 18 before calling. 1-800-888-WKYA to win. Sponsored by Cook County Cooks.
Big Apple Bagels at the corner of Jefferson and Essington says, get fresh with us. Stop in for 3 free bagels. Just mention you heard it on the radio. Big Apple Bagels says, sample the Oreo cookie bagels or Oreo cookie cream cheese as well as delicious pumpkin cream cheese. Try Brewster's Gourmet Coffee. along with big, soft, chewy bagels at Big Apple Bagels. Open 6 to 6, Monday through Friday, 7 to 5, Saturday, and 7 to 2 on Sunday for your convenience. Go to BigAppleBagels.com and print out a coupon for free bagels. Big Apple Bagels at the corner of Jefferson and Essington and Joliet.
Sunday, May 8th, treat mom like royalty aboard an Odyssey cruise. Experience a lavish Mother's Day brunch or early dinner cruise with spectacular views of the Chicago skyline, lively entertainment, great food, and fun. But hurry, our Mother's Day cruises are selling out fast. For information on Mother's Day and other cruises and events, go to odysseycruises.com or 866-305-2469. Create a lasting memory and celebrate mom with special Mother's Day cruises on an Odyssey cruise. Odyssey Cruises, 866-305-2469 or odysseycruises.com.
All right. Thanks for checking back in. Full Court Press here. Charlie and Mr. Jermaine. I'm Jonathan Young, your host. So I'd like to give a shout out for that last clip. That was supposed to be Buzelis dunking, but we didn't have that for you. We'll play that for you guys later on in the show. But I got a question for you. Are the Bulls tanking, rebuilding, retooling, or what are they doing? Reach out to me at JJYoung, Windy City Sports Nation at gmail.com. Let me know what you're thinking they're doing. I think they don't know what they're doing. I think they should just fire Arturas and Mark Eversley and just start over, because they had it right the first time. People got injured, and then they weren't able to pivot, in my opinion. So I would fire both of them. But what you think, Charlie, man? What do you think about the state of the Bulls, man?
I would say they're more retool mode right now. Obviously because you got off Zach LaVine, but you kept Vooch. So I think the Warriors were the only team that was even interested, but they were anywho, they weren't able to get a deal done. So more of a retool, because you still have guys on the roster who can compete and be quality players, and then you got young guys. So it's a mix of a roster. You got some vets in there, and then you got some younger guys. So not too far in one direction, I would say, which is kind of hurting them.
Yeah.
You kind of have to commit to one direction or one timeline. Otherwise, it's just not going to work out. But,
What do you think, Jermaine?
For the Bulls, man, me personally, I don't want to sound delusional when I say this, but I really, really want them to focus on this upcoming draft and just lock in on these new guys. I'm not gonna sit here and say like Vooch is not a valuable asset, because he is to an extent, but just recently, just with these last couple of games for both teams, or not for both teams, but for both sides, I can see both sides like struggling with the veterans lineup and then the Bulls, young guys. But yeah, not having a leader in the locker room, that's what I'm seeing, because they lost DeRozan, they lost LaVine, and I think the leadership position is kind of open right now. But man, yeah, it's to lose that way against the Pistons. I understand they gotten better from the last 2 seasons ago. Was that 2 seasons ago? They were really, really bad. Or that last season?
No, that was last season. The season before that too.
Yeah, the Pistons have been bad for like the last 10 years.
Man, but losing that way to the Pistons, it hurts my heart, especially because I love the Bulls as much as, I say, I root for the Lakers, right? But I love the Bulls ever since, day one. But man, it's just like seeing us in this desperation state, because not even 2 seasons ago we're number 1 in the East. 2 seasons ago, 3 seasons ago, number 1 in the East. So yeah, it hurts. It definitely hurts.
It does. So the Bulls let Zach LaVine go. They traded him for players that, in my opinion, won't help the team. So they traded away. So I feel like they were planning on getting worse, with giving an opportunity to Kobe White to step up. And Kobe White has done the exact opposite. Kobe White is for his last, I think, 27 shots in 2 games against Detroit. And this has been only 2 games, but you really expect someone to take that step. And I thought it was going to be Kobe White, honestly, because he's been, in my opinion, just thirsty. He been craving that opportunity, and he's got it now. And he hasn't lived up to the hype at all. But there's one that has, Mr. Montez Buzelis has definitely been doing his thing. Hey man, let me hear that dunk, man. Let me hear that dunk.
I got you.
Kobe White. Stop and go. Kick to Buzelis. Fakes Green into the air. Drives to the
meet me at the rim and don't be late.
Don't be late. You know where I'm going. You're not going to be able to stop me, though. You're not going to be able to stop me. Buzelis has been like a breath of fresh air, and everybody wants them to tank so they can get flagged. I feel like we already have him. Like, I feel like we don't need a big man that can do everything. We got Buzelis. Give me a guard. I'm looking more like Harper.
Yeah, Dylan Harper's a beast. Rutgers has just had like an atrocious season. Not an atrocious season, but atrocious in the terms of where people thought they would finish. They have him and Ace Bailey, but yeah, Dylan Harper.
Or even Ace Bailey. That was going to be my second option. Or even Ace Bailey. Yeah. Ace Bailey can shoot. That boy can shoot. And he a playmaker. Come on, man. Like you already have what you really need in a big man in Buzelis. He protects the rim. He rebounds at a level. He shoots the three, scores in the paint. He's leading the Bulls in dunks. And he ain't been getting no time. He hasn't been getting the time. And he leads the team in dunks. Man, come on, man. Stop playing.
Yeah, he is an undeniable, like, the greatest thing he's at right now, or the thing he's greatest at right now, I would say, is slashing. He's a wonderful slasher, like, just
cuts right through the defense. Right, like pick and rolls, we've seen it. Seen it. Like I'm going off what Charlie said, like absolutely like demolishing like the inside game. Pick and rolls go crazy.
Well, what really helps him though is his ability to be able to hit from the outside.
Yeah.
Because like even on that dunk that we just heard, he did a pump fake to make that defender rush up. And when he rushed up, man, he just drove right past him. And the Buzelis, he's 6'9", 6'10". Him going down the lane with athleticism, it's not a lot of big men that's going to be able to stop him from dunking.
Yeah, totally.
So him being able to, and he's been hitting at a high level those threes as well this year. So you got to respect him out deep.
100%.
Give me that point guard or that two guard to match that. Kobe White has the potential, but he's just not doing it. It's like Patrick Williams. Are we going to have two Patrick Williams? All the potential in the world, but not cashing in on it?
I'm afraid so.
No, we not. No, the Bulls are not we. I'm sorry. The Bulls are not going to have that. They going either tell Kobe White, hey man, you gotta perform, or we're gonna have to let somebody else do it.
Based on our recent past, I would now that in 5 years.
I think that the management is actually learning. Look, okay, if the management wasn't learning, they would have gave Patrick Williams an outrageous contract, and we would all been all up at roars like, this is crazy, man. How they get Patrick if they didn't change. Okay, but that contract they gave him was a backup bench player contract.
Well, that's what he is. Yeah.
Right. But the old regime, they would have gave him a max. You see what I'm saying? So I do feel like they learn it. I do feel like they're evolving and understanding, okay, we have to see it consistently before we're willing to take that route. So if Kobe doesn't be consistent, I don't see Kobe here. You know, if Pat don't turn his game around, I don't see Pat here. I think the only reason why Pat's still here is because they're afraid if they let him go and he goes somewhere else, he's gonna do good.
Yeah, no, actually, I want to point this out because honestly, because we're talking about like just the hopefully Buzelis like turns into the breakout star. I want to point this out. The Bulls have been really, I would say really, really good, but we've been consistent on but holding on to building up some big name stars. At least not if you think about it, because we've had Jimmy Butler, we built him up to where he's a star, and we let him go. He's probably the face of the not the face of the Warriors. Excuse me, we're big star, or like just the act of it. So I think the Bulls have the opportunity to build up Buzelis, even if he does stay with the Bulls or not. That's to determine. But man, I'm already knowing that Bell's that touch him, so I'm really excited for this.
I agree 100%. His ability to play both ends of the floor, Montez Buzelis, and if you add one more rookie head guy like Bailey or Harper to that mix, now you have a building piece. Now you have a foundation. Kobe White, I like you. Vooch, you've been great for us. You know what I mean? But they got to go. They got to go because they're not going to get us where we need to go with the money that we're going to be paying them. So, Ayo, Modest, and one more piece, man, it could be a totally different situation. Underdogs are a great story, and one NFL team's head coach ranking and quarterback ranking feel a little off. Can this team use this as motivation? Full Court Press.
Looking for a great bargain? Want to find cool collectibles? Need to get fresh fruit and vegetables for the family? Come on down to Swap-O-Rama. 3 great locations, 42nd and Ashland in Chicago, Melrose Park, and also with 100 indoor and outdoor vendors selling clothing, tools, electronics, and much, much more. Have stuff for sale? Become a Swap-O-Rama vendor and turn your hidden treasure into cash. Visit their website for market days, hours, and vendor information. Go to swap-o-rama.com. Swap-O-Rama, the first name in flea market.
R. Kelly won't stop, can't stop or be stopped. That's right, he's going live from Cook County Jail, June 20th. The show starts at 8 p.m. Don't be late. He won't be late. We have free tickets to give away. Be the 69th caller to win. Age does matter, so make sure you're above 18 before calling. 1-800-888-WKYA to win. Sponsored by Cook County Cooks.
Big Apple Bagels at the corner of Jefferson and Essington says, get fresh with us. Stop in for 3 free bagels. Just mention you heard it on the radio. Big Apple Bagels says, sample the Oreo cookie bagels or Oreo cookie cream cheese as well as delicious pumpkin cream cheese. Try Brewster's Gourmet Coffee. Along with big, soft, chewy bagels at Big Apple Bagels. Open 6 to 6, Monday through Friday, 7 to 5, Saturday, and 7 to 2 on Sunday for your convenience. Go to BigAppleBagels.com and print out a coupon for 3 free bagels. Big Apple Bagels at the corner of Jefferson and Essington in Joliet.
Sunday, May 8th, treat mom like royalty aboard an Odyssey cruise. Experience a lavish Mother's Day brunch or early dinner cruise with spectacular views of the Chicago skyline, lively entertainment, great food, and fun. But hurry, our Mother's Day cruises are selling out fast. For information on Mother's Day and other cruises and events, go to odysseycruises.com or 866-305-2469. Create a lasting memory and celebrate mom with special Mother's Day cruises on an Odyssey cruise. Odyssey Cruises, 866-305-2469 or odysseycruises.com.
Because in this article, he really didn't do any favors for Caleb Williams. Now, the top makes sense. Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow all make sense. Even getting down to the division, Jared Goff 4, Jordan Love at 10. At 10. You look at that completion percentage. You look at the interceptions. You look at, oh man, at 10. The hype for Jordan Love. Sam Darnold at 13 and Caleb Williams at 28. What's more shocking is he was behind players like Drake May. There's several. He's 28.
That's it. All right. Welcome back. Full Court Press. Like, give a credit out to ESPN for that last clip on YouTube. They were talking about the shock ratings that came out on the quarterbacks and the rankings of where they put every quarterback that played last year. And the Bears had a few outside perceptions come out this just recently, and one was who hired the best head coach and who was the best who's the best quarterbacks in the NFL. And I feel like the Bears were snubbed on both of them very harshly, very harshly. I got a question for y'all though. Rank the quarterbacks in the NFL, in the NFC North, in the Bears division. Rank them how you see them. I'm going Stafford, Caleb, Love, then McCarthy. That's how I'm going. I think McCarthy's going to play this year. And I think Caleb's going to have a big year this year over Love. That's my rankings. Reach out to me at JJ Young, Windy City Sports Nation at gmail.com. Let me know what you think. Jermaine, man, what you think about this situation for the Chicago Bears? You think they can use it as motivation? Would this be something that made you upset? Is this something you put on a bulletin board? Like, how do they think that I'm not the best head coach? Like, I'm going to prove and show everybody that I'm the best head coach. What you think, Jermaine?
Man, I don't know if you've seen the Bears' social media posts, like right after the Super Bowl, kind of just pointing out that they're up and ready to go for this upcoming season. Because I'm excited to see these new changes going on, but I feel like you can't count them out. You really can't. Because man, I just really, really hope, and I really want them to succeed and be a winning team again. But yeah, just seeing that, kind of counting them out and just saying like, oh well, they're not really worth the watch, and they're not worth this. And to me, if I was a player or the head coach himself, I'd be really, really amped and really excited to see where I can put my efforts in to help the team win. Because I think they could win. I think they could become a winning team. Maybe not make the playoffs again. I really want them to make the playoffs though. But that's just what I can. That's just my digressions though. But man,
yeah, I definitely think that's coming, but I don't think it'll be this year. I do see them making a nice improvement. Maybe 9 or 10 wins. Charlie, man, the state of the Bears, man. They said that Mark Vrabel going back to the New England Patriots. They said that was the best hire for coaches this year. Do you agree with that, man? What's your opinion on the head coaching carousel that happened this year?
I think that it's like impossible to grade coaches before the play, before you see their work. But the gradings are based off, he's got a history with the team, and you're able to bring in your staff, and so the rankings kind of are weird because I feel like it's more scenario and fit than coach. You know what I mean? It's a lot of team, and you need the scenario. You need the perfect mixture, really. As far as the state of the Bears, shoot, I mean, you have to be fired up when you see a list like that. You have to want to come and prove everyone wrong, especially like Caleb getting ranked 28. You had guys like Kirk Cousins, Trevor Lawrence, and Justin Fields ranked over him. None of those dudes played full seasons. So you have guys who didn't even play full seasons for their teams, and you have them ranked over a guy who played every single game for his team, threw 20 touchdowns to only 6 picks. It's a better ratio than all of those guys. So obviously you have to have some fire lit under you, and they'll be ready. Hopefully.
I think so, man. I think Caleb is going to pin those players, that every single one of them that's above him, and he's going to put them on the board, and he's going. I can understand the coach. That was a good point you made, man. You really can't judge the coaches till the season's over. But they did, and I could understand why they would say Vrabel staying in New England was the best situation, because he played in New England. Like, they're going to respect him. He was a player there. He was a good player there for many years. So I can understand why they gave him that kind of ranking, but they had Ben Johnson as the second best on that list. But the Caleb situation is what really bothers me. Not so much to Ben Johnson, because you did really make a good point. But it's the Caleb situation. ESPN came out with that ranking of the head coaches, saying that it was Vrabel as the first one. It was on ESPN. But Caleb is not the 28th best quarterback in the league. And what anything taught me last year from the NFL, what I learned from the NFL last year, is your coaches have a huge impact on the player. Look at the kid from, what's his name? Little short guy, little fiery guy, quarterback, Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
Okay. Coaching changed his whole career. Geno Smith last year, coaching changed his whole career.
Yeah, you're definitely right.
You know, and then there's even not Baker Mayfield, the other guy,
Sam Darnold. Bro,
Sam
last
Darnold.
year.
Yeah, Sam Darnold. You know what I mean? Coaching, and then you hear things where Caleb Williams had his offensive coordinator didn't even watch film with him. He should have been holding his hand. They should have had popcorn together every single time they watched the film.
Yeah.
Singing songs. It should have been happy medley songs being played in the background while they watched their film together.
Yeah, I mean, you have to take it that seriously.
It's
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
where
and-
you talk things out. Hey, what you see? I saw this. Oh, so you should have saw. You know what I mean?
It's how you learn. It's you
Exactly.
see yourself, and then it's like, oh, I do this instead of that. And
Exactly.
yeah, it's how
And
you're
this-
supposed to learn.
So that's one thing that I've learned this year more than anything else is that coaching really affects you. And I'm so proud of Kevin Warren, who I've been hearing on radio stations and things like that as being the focal point to get to the McCaskies and say, hey, look, the way you guys are doing it isn't working. You have to have the right guys in the right situations to lead a good team. You just have to. And I'm so happy that he was able to do that. The Bears got the most sought after, I shouldn't say the best, the most sought after head coach and defensive coordinator. The most sought after in one cycle. I cannot remember one cycle of head coaching where you got the arguably the most sought after head coach and the most sought after defensive or offensive coordinator that same year. So they're willing to spend. This coaching staff has more money built in it than the last 10. I guarantee you.
Yeah, and that's what you need to do. You need to build that first.
Yeah,
because they set up the rest of the team. You know what I mean?
They asked Ben. They said, "Hey Ben, man, are you going to watch film with Caleb?"
You already know he is.
Yeah, I guarantee you, he didn't say no.
Yeah.
He didn't say no. Like that's how he said they are going to be connected at the hip. He wants to see what Caleb to see what he sees. The reason that is because if they're on the same page, they don't even need to script the first 15. You better script the first 15, but you don't even need to.
Nope.
You don't even need to. So I'm looking forward to seeing Caleb and Ben. With some bullboard for them just come out on fire. You know, preseason, you kept hearing, oh, one game, one practice, the defense won, then the next practice, the offense won, and then like 4 practices in a row, the defense was killing them, and they were like, oh, well, the defense been here together, they practice together longer, so they should be further along. This offseason, all training camp, all preseason, all I want to hear is how the offense dominated the defense. Not we're better. I don't want to be better. Now we're average. I want this offense to be great. And with the weapons they have, they can be. So I would just want to see them live up to that potential. And I'd use that as motivation for sure. So thanks a lot, you guys, for coming out, watching the show. Charlie, John Main, we're going to be back in here tomorrow, man.
Tomorrow we're going to be going over, like, we're going to start off with a question and answer segment. We're going to each come with a question, and then we'll all talk about our answers to them. Then we're going to go over to the Bulls, and then wrapping up, we're going to be hopping to the NFL to talk free agency and then draft. So should have a great one there.
All right, man. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow's show. Thanks you guys so much for tuning in. Jonathan Young here, Charlie Cardi, John Main. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Full Court Press. You guys have yourselves a great day.
Collectibles, need to get fresh fruit and vegetables for the family? Come on down to Swap Around. 3 great locations, 42nd and Ashland in Chicago, Park, and also hundreds of indoor and outdoor vendors